Good morning, good morning. It's your boy Chili Chill. Welcome back for another video. Today, I'm just gonna fish for some stripers and I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself. Today I got my Kistler rod, custom. This is a Z-bone. It's a heavy rod, but it's really like a medium. It's rated for 3/8 ounce to 1.5 ounce. This rod also has those guides that can do this, called recoil guides. They don't bend out. Pretty nice. Custom wind grips. Says custom thing right here, SP Bay Striper King, aka Chili Chill. It's your boy. Got the striper on there. Got the silver metallic and black carbon metallic threading. SIC guides on the first stripper guide and the tip. Yeah, this rod is pretty badass. And I got my Shimano Vanquish C5000 on there. This is spooled up with 40-pound Power Pro Super Slick version 2. Just throwing something easy today. Got the Z-Man Chartreuse diesel minnow with the Cool Baits underspin jig head. You guys know how I get down. Go ahead and get a first cast out there real quick. It's a rough day. A lot of wind. A lot of waves. But water clarity is not too bad. Usually around this time of year, you know, late April, the bays do tend to slow down with the striper fishing, because a lot of the stripers are in the rivers right now. They're getting their freak on. Most of them finish spawning by the end of April or by the beginning of May or mid-May. Then they start heading back into the bays. But a lot of the stripers like to hang out in the rivers too, until the temps, the water temps in the rivers tell them to come back to the bays and then go out to the ocean. So I would say like mid-May to June is when the stripers will start coming back into the bays pretty thick from the rivers. But don't get me wrong, a lot of them are already on the coast. People are doing pretty good right now on the coast with sand crabs and ghost shrimp and using lures. Not no big chunky ones yet, but they're getting some good ones out there. Fish on. First fish of the day. That was like probably my 4th or 5th cast or something. Yeah, come here, baby. Thank you. Good morning. Whoa, 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 whoa. Take it easy. It's already rough out here. Ah, there we go, guys. First striper of the day. You guys know the deal. Nice little shaker, probably 16. Yeah, maybe 16 inches. Yeah. First fish of the day, though. Alright, so talk a little bit about myself. First off, my real name is actually Chill. It's spelled C-H-I-L-L. That is my real name. And a lot of people call me Chili. But all my friends, family, everybody I know personally, they all call me Chill. Now, that is my actual real name. I know it's crazy. My mom was a hippie back in the 60s. I started a Facebook group a few years ago called San Francisco Bay Area Striped Bass Fishing. I was just sick of all the other Bay Area fishing Facebook groups just filled with charter boat ads, spam advertisements, you know, a bunch of just you know, nonsense. So I decided to fill the gap and create a Facebook group that doesn't have a lot of charter boat ads or a lot of scams and spot burners and people that are just on there to troll. So I started up that group and it took off. It blew up. So I started, you know, of course, when I go fishing, I take pictures and stuff, and I used to post it on the Facebook group. And I used to tell people like, oh, I caught 25 fish today in 2 hours, or I caught 47 fish in 3 hours, or, you know, my record is 77 fish in 4 hours. And people never believe me. So they're like, take a video, take a video. So I started taking little snippets of videos of me catching fish, posting it on the group, and that's what started my YouTube career. But like I told you guys from the very beginning, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for likes. I'm not doing this for subscriptions. I actually turned my channel into a how-to channel. So I'm trying to teach you guys how to catch stripers like I do. But that is the whole reason why I started a YouTube, because of my Facebook group and all the naysayers saying that I don't catch fish like that. So that's the whole reason why I started, I guess. I'm a Bay Area native. I was born in San Francisco. When I was very young, I moved around to a couple states, but eventually ended up back in the Bay when I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old, and settled in Hayward. And I grew up in Hayward and all over the Bay, really. Let me think. I'm in my late 30s and I co-own a construction company. I'm South Korean. I have to say South Korean now because of that whole North Korea thing, but back in the day you can just say you're Korean and everybody knew. But yeah, I'm South Korean. Oh, I just got a bite right there. All right, but enough about me. Let's get busy. There we go, fish on. Oh, it's a good one. Feels nice. Oh, big waves, big waves. Oh. That's a little shaker. Had some good fight in them though. But here we go, another one. The hook kind of funny. Where's that hook at? Okay. There we go, bud. Nice little shaker. I thought the water was going to be horrible, but it's actually pretty nice. I'm out here in SF Bay. Right now is the morning incoming tide. I think I got about 2.5 hours of tide. Although I don't plan to fish for that long today. I do have some stuff I got to do today. I've done a lot of how-to videos. If you guys have any ideas, or if you guys want to see something specific, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know. I know I got a request to do how to fish for stripers in murky water, and that one's pretty simple though. I mean, it's the same thing like if you're fishing during the day in clear water. Just, you know, if you're fishing in murky water during the day, if it's uniformly murky, like, you know, you don't see chocolate swirls in there and stuff, then you can just throw the same colors that you usually throw. Maybe using some louder lures, kind of like when you're night fishing, might work a little better. Definitely underspin works better in murky water. But yeah, I don't think I can make a real video out of that one though. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Also got a request to do my gears, my gear setup and my waders and stuff, which I am going to do. I'm also going to do a video on how to tie up all the rigs that you need in the bays for bait fishing, and how to, you know, put on a paddle tail properly, and how to tie up a proper leader. I'm gonna do a video like that. Also have another idea for a video, is gonna be catching stripers with weird baits, like homemade baits. Like someone requested that I try to catch a striper with a hot Cheeto. I think it's possible though. But yeah, I got some ideas up there. I'm about to hit the surf soon. Surf season's coming up for me. I like to go out to the surf during the summer months, or close to the summer months. I start in May, like mid-May to maybe August. I'll be out on the beaches a lot on the coast, trying to get those big fat stripers, because, you know, them stripers out there during that time are real nice. So I'm going to do a lot of those kind of videos pretty soon, like how to read the surf, what kind of lures to use in the surf, what pockets to fish in the surf, stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas, just go ahead and leave a comment. I'm gonna try to make that video. Okay, I'm like too excited this morning. I'm reeling in really fast. My lure's barely staying on bottom because I'm just doing too much. And these waves are crazy. Here we go. Oh, ball buster. Tough conditions though today, I'm not gonna lie. But this overcast is nice. The wave action is actually pretty nice too. It actually attracts stripers, I believe. I believe stripers don't like super calm, dead water unless it's nighttime. Oh man, another ball buster. Ooh. Look at this. Every now and then check your swim bait because it's got double hooked somehow. Well, another thing I started doing, I don't know if you guys have noticed, is if I don't have an idea for a how-to video, I'll just do a short of me going out fishing. So some of those shorts or those reels that I have on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, those are just separate trips that I didn't have anything to talk about or, you know, show you guys. So I just went fishing, and instead of making a long video out of it, I just did a short video. So some of those shorts are separate trips that I do, and sometimes if I don't have an idea for you guys, then I'll just do a short video like that and post it once a week. I'm gonna try to bring you guys a video once a week, but I do have to admit it is kind of tough, you know, with work, personal life, and coming up with ideas and everything like that. So your help will be appreciated. But yeah, so far I've been out here like maybe 20 minutes, caught 2 fish. Got bit a few times already too. So they're definitely out here today, you guys. Not as slow as I expected. Oh geez. People ask me why I don't use a leader in the bay. The reason why I don't use a leader in the bay is because I've been fishing the bays for so long, like, you know, all the spots, that I know what each spot is like. You know, the bottom, I know if it's rocky or if there's any structures or stuff like that. So that's why I don't use a leader. But if you do want to use a leader, I mean, you can, especially if you want to grab the leader to grab the fish. A lot of people say that's a lot better because it's you know, has a little bit of stretch in the mono or fluoro. But I don't use a leader in the bays. I don't need to. I tie straight up to a clip. Depending on what kind of lure I'm throwing, I'll tie it up to a swivel and a clip, or just a clip. And depending on what kind of action I want to show out there. But when I go surf fishing though, on the beach, I always use a leader. Reason being, braid, sand, and waves do not go good together. You'll cast for like 2 hours, and when you look at your braid, like maybe 1 foot away from your lure, you'll see that it's all frayed out because the sand has been rubbing all against it when the waves crash on it. So when you're out in the surf, I definitely recommend using a fluorocarbon or monofilament leader. 20 to 25 pound, depending on your preference. Some people go 15, some people go 30 pound. I use about 1.5 to 2 foot leader when I'm out there. I use a FG knot. Fish on, guys. Feels like a shaker. What is this, number 3? Only been here 30 minutes. Oh, look at this little baby though. Jeez. It's tiny. Here you go, bud. Oh, came off and almost beheaded myself with the lure. Jeez. That was a little baby. Fish on again. Like number 5. Another baby. A lot of shakers out here, which I did not expect. There you go, guys. But you know, every year is different when you're fishing. Every single year is different. I used to keep a log. You know, every time I caught a nice fish, I used to write down the tide, the day, the conditions, the water clarity, what the weather was like. I mean, everything. And I did that for 3 to 4 years. And then read over the log books, try to find a pattern. There's no pattern. Just let you guys know, there's no pattern. It's a waste of time logging your trips. Every year it changes, every year it's different. You know, some years it can be consistent, but most of the time it's different every year. because that's fishing. You can never foretell the future when it comes to nature. What about my face? Yeah, people ask me about my face reveal. I don't show my face because I used to on the Facebook groups, and I started getting noticed like right away. So maybe I'll do a face reveal in the future. Maybe if I hit 1,000 subscribers, maybe I'll do a face reveal. We'll see, you guys. But yeah, like and subscribe if you guys want to. Follow if you want to. If not, whatever. I don't really care, you guys. I'm just a guy out here fishing. That's it. I know a lot of you guys want to see some bigger fish, so I'm going to start doing some videos specifically targeting big fish. If you want to catch big fish easily, then I recommend doing live bait fishing. When you're lure fishing, it's a little harder to catch bigger fish. But the one key that you can use is use big baits. If you want to catch a big striper on lures, then you got to use a big lure. So I actually do a lot of glide bait fishing. And I have a lot of glide baits, so I'm gonna bust those out pretty soon and show you guys how to use those and how to, you know, catch those big ones, you know. Because normally if you use a big lure, you're gonna get a bigger fish. And that's very true. Even with some of those jerk baits that I use, like, you know, a lot of people like to use those little 110 Lucky Crafts. You know, they make flash minnows that are 170 and 150, so like big ones. You throw that out in the surf, you're gonna, you know, potentially end up catching a 40-pounder. So just use a bigger bait, bigger lure, and of course you won't catch as much fish, but when you do get bit, it'll probably be a big one. So that's how you catch bigger stripers with lures. And I do like to target big ones every now and then, but I don't really eat big stripers, so I don't really like to target them that much unless it's, you know, I just want to have fun. But to me, a big striper is just a picture fish, because those big stripers, I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten a big striper, but they just taste kind of weird, and they're mushy. Their meat's more mushy. And then also too, you know, they say on average a 36-inch striper is 12 to 15 years old. That means 15 years of swimming in sewage, pee-pee, poo-poo, PCBs, mercury, all these chemicals. Yeah, I'm cool. You know, I don't want to eat that. And then also too, if you ever open up a stomach on a big striper, they always have worms and parasites in their stomach lining, just a whole bunch. So, you know, these schoolie stripers, like the 22 inches, 24 inches, you open them up and they're clean inside. And on average, I think they said 24-inch striper, 24-inch, oh, I just got bit right there. 24-inch striper is, I think, 5 to 6 years old, something like that. You guys gotta look that up for me, let me know. I want to try this Storm Largo shad. I actually tried them before. I bought these a while ago and completely forgot that I had them. But these are really good. The plastic is really tough, and it's customizable. As you can see, I dyed it. This is the biggest one they make in pearl white. I believe it's 4.5 inch. But just throw this out. I'm pretty sure this is going to catch fish all day. And they have this forked tail. I don't know if you guys can see it. But it says on the package that if you rip it, it creates more action. So it's like a little a little dangling thing there, and plus the tail. So we'll see. Ooh, got a bit. 3 bites on this thing, but no fish. We'll swap it back out to Z-Man. Give it another 30 minutes, and we'll call it a day. I have to go to church today. First cast with the Z-Man. A decent fish too. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Look at that one. That's a good one. That's a 24. Look at that. Yeah, that's like a 24 right there. Hooked up again. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. I got stuck on something, but the fish got me off. Here we go. Another little shaker. Number 7. a little shaker. Little baby. Got tight again, y'all. Yeah, that's a keeper. That's a good eater right there. Look at that one, that's fat. Maybe 21. Got tight again. Fish number 9. Oh no, is this 10? I think this is 10. You guys know what I say. If you're plugging and you catch 10 fish or more, you had a good day. Another fish on. Number 11. Feels like a decent one too. That's probably 18 on the dot. Look at that one. Another fish on. Little baby though. Number 12. I got about 10 minutes left, so. Another fish on. Yeah, that's a keeper. Probably 19. Yeah, look at that one. Not bad, huh? All right, you guys. I've been out here for about almost 2 hours. I got to get going. The fish are still biting, so I'm leaving them biting. But what can you do when you got stuff to do? To the next video, you guys. Peace out.